Hello, my name is Daniel Levy, and today I'm going to be talking about the Black-Scholes differential equation and its importance in the world of finance. So first is an introduction to options trading, which is important in stocks because it allows someone to make a profit off of a stock without having to pay the entire stock price. And there are two common types of options, which are calls and puts. This video is going to mainly focus on calls. And what calls are is it allows a buyer to buy something at a certain price, and then if that stock increases, they can sell it for profit. So, for example, I have a pair of scissors and I make a call on it for $5, and the price of scissors, for whatever reason, shoots up to $10. I have the guarantee to buy that pair of scissors for $5 and then sell it for $10, which gives me a $5 profit. And there are two types of calls, which are American calls and European calls. And American calls allow you to sell at any time before an expiration date. So I'm going to use the same scissors example and say I'm making an American call on a pair of scissors for $5, and the expiration date is in a month. But then 2 weeks later, the scissors price shoots up to $10, and I think to myself, oh, that the price of scissors is going to fall down within a month. And so I can sell whatever whenever I want to. However, European calls say that you can only sell your pair of scissors on the expiration date and not before. So if I make European calls for a pair of scissors for a month from now, I have to sell it a month from now and not any time before. So the Black-Scholes equation calculates the price of a call or put in the European style, or only on the date of expiration, and it is a second-order homogeneous partial differential equation that describes how the price of the stock changes over time and the price at the final day of selling. Over here I have the equation itself, and each of these equations represents something unique in the context of the equation. This segment here represents the change of the call with respect to time. This segment here represents the opportunity cost or the potential return of the investment. This takes into account the volatility of the stock or how often the stock fluctuates. And this segment over here represents the interest rate of the call. And interestingly enough, the Black-Scholes partial differential equation can be derived using the one-dimensional heat equation and represents the temperature of a very thin object at any point in time. And by basically rearranging the variables, it can describe the change of a call over a given point in time. And to be honest, I do not think I can describe the derivation of the solution, but on the right here is the solution, and this represents the call option price, except in this example they use the variable V instead of C, and D1 and D2 represent probability factors as to how the price will change over time. And lastly, these are the applications of the Black-Scholes equation, and it is important in assessing risk management, assuming there is no extraordinary change that will cause the price of the call to shoot up or down drastically, and is used in applications like Robinhood or Ameritrade. And they use this equation as part of their algorithm to pinpoint the price of an option after a certain point in time, so you don't have to calculate it by hand. And for companies with high volatility, like Bitcoin or consumer-based companies, they're especially useful if the prices tend to fluctuate. Like, for example, the price of Bitcoin always seems to be changing by thousands of dollars every day. Or companies like Apple that are consumer-based can see a price increase in their stock during holidays or Black Friday especially. And even though this is an important equation in quantitative finance, on its own, it's not very reliable. And the first limit that it has is that the volatility and all the rates that are mentioned in the equation have to remain constant. And obviously, it's a lot more complex than that because it can tend to fluctuate not on a constant basis. But this equation can be used in stable portfolios with a constant return, or at least to estimate the return. And again, for extraordinary events, it does not take into consideration.